Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Good Labs channel. Today's video is really, it's a video that's super important to all you guys out there that are getting into the game, and even for you advanced players. We're gonna talk about the takeaway. Jack Nicklaus even said it is the most important part of the golf swing. The first couple seconds you take the club back. Before we go on with saying the word perfect, I do not want to say there is a perfect way to play golf. There's not a perfect way to swing, but the ideal takeaway to set you up for a good downswing is basically what we're talking about today. I'm not going to say there's one takeaway that's perfect, because if you look on tour, there's a lot of different ones, but I just want to help you guys out there and get a takeaway that will set you up for success. All right guys, before we get into this, let's look at two different takeaways. We're gonna look at Chez Reavie first, and he's gonna be an example of a takeaway that I would not necessarily copy. He's a great touring player. He's just not a takeaway that I would recommend. So let's look at this. Let's look at this swing. Here we go. So the first thing you're gonna notice right here is the depth. That is a position where the club has rolled inside. So the club face is open and it's rolled. This is a position we've talked about a lot in good videos, like whether you guys are slicing it out there. That's a position that sets you up to usually come over the top. Chez obviously does not come way over the top. He's a great touring player, but that's an example of a takeaway I don't really want you guys copying. It's just not something that would set you guys up for success. But let's look at the best takeaway, in my opinion, to ever play the game, and that's Tiger Woods. So let's look at Tiger Woods. He probably has the best turn off the ball and takeaway I've ever seen by anybody. It's almost robotic. So if you guys are out there looking for someone's backswing to emulate and copy, look at Tiger Woods' swing on repeat on YouTube and practice his takeaway. But let's look at the difference now between Chez and Tiger's position here. All we're looking at is just the takeaway right here, just the initial start of the backswing. Right here, we're gonna stop it. That's what I'm looking at. That is perfect. You guys will notice the club is slightly outside his hands, just outside his hands slightly. His toe is pointed nice and up, not super. He raises the toe a little bit more than a lot of people. A lot of people have the toe pointed down more at this point. His is pretty vertical. That's a really good position, and it matches his spine angle here. The club face, that is perfect, guys. That, I would consider that the perfect takeaway. Obviously there's exceptions to everything in golf, but I would consider that, in my mind, the perfect takeaway, the most ideal, fundamentally correct one. So copy that, but let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, so first thing, let's kind of talk about what a good takeaway looks like. Basically, what I like to see in a takeaway, obviously we do not want the hands rolling in here and the face wide open. We don't want an inside, and we really do not want a lift to the outside where there's a disconnection here. So we don't want this, the super inside takeaway, or the lift. These are the two things we want to avoid. The perfect takeaway will look something like this. Basically, the takeaway that I like to see that will help you guys the most is when you take the club back, the first couple seconds, you need to feel it drag, stay low to the ground, and the club head stays right outside your hands here. So your hands are in close to your body, and the club head is slightly outside your hands. So right here, that is about perfect, right there. Hands are in close, we did not lift, we did not roll. We're keeping the club pointed down. Look at the club face, that's pointed down at the ball a little bit here, and it's slightly outside our hands. So that is the feeling, that is where we want to get, and from there we can hit it. That's honestly one of my favorite drills to do, is if you guys are out there and you're practicing on the range. If we get to our perfect position here on the takeaway, if you hit it from here, that's a great drill. So get here guys, hands in close to the body, club head slightly outside our hands. And now from here we can just hit it. Stop here, hit. Club head slightly outside our hands. That was pretty solid, guys. Little 8-iron there, hit that really good. But if you guys go to like a PGA Tour event, I guarantee if you go to the range, you will see, whether it's Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas, I guarantee one of the touring pros doing that exact drill, where he starts with the club here at the perfect takeaway, and then he hits it. What they're really trying to work on is getting in the right position to set them up to get in a good place in their backswing. Like I said in the intro, Jack Nicklaus said the first 3 seconds of the golf swing are the most important. The take back, first couple seconds, that's what sets you up. So another notable touring pro is Ricky Fowler. He worked with Butch Harmon really hard on changing his takeaway, because Ricky used to do that. You guys knew the old Ricky, he used to do this and hood it. Butch Harmon had him really focusing on getting his takeaway here and then hitting it. He changed Ricky's takeaway, and that honestly helped him. That set Ricky up for one of the greatest years he had, where he finished second in all those majors, and that was all because of Butch making that change in his golf swing. It was really good. Last thing we're gonna do here, guys, we are gonna do a drill. This is one of my favorite drills. So we saw that first drill for a good takeaway, where we get it here into this good position, hands in close. Look at that club face. I don't want that club face over here, right here, pointed down a little bit. And from here, then we hit it. That's the first drill. For our second drill here, we're gonna take a golf ball and we're gonna set it. You guys have probably seen this. I know you probably have. We're gonna set the club here and we're gonna set the golf ball right behind the ball. The feeling here is that we are gonna drag this golf ball away and then hit the ball. So that starts the golf swing with a slow, wide takeaway and gets you in a good position. So we're gonna do it quick. If you guys are out on the range, you can do this. I've seen many, many people do this. It's a great drill. We're just gonna drag that ball. We're just gonna drag that golf ball back and then hit the ball. That is the main goal of this drill. It will set you up for a good backswing. The main thing that does more than anything is does not allow you to pick the club up. So a lot of people out there, their first couple seconds in the backswing or their takeaway, they sometimes just pick it up like this. So if you notice, when a lot of people first start playing golf, instead of turning their body like this, they just go and lift their arms. So what that ball does when you drag it back, guys, is that keeps your takeaway low, and what it does is it makes you turn your shoulders. So you can't just lift the club, or obviously the ball will not get pushed back. But those right there, if you guys are on the range, the first drill, that's my favorite. That's my all-time favorite. Get here, set it, hit some balls. The next thing, if you're really working on your takeaway, drag that ball back. That will set you up for a good tempo, and it will also turn your shoulders good, get you in a good position on your backswing. But hopefully you guys did learn a little something in today's video explaining the takeaway and how to create the perfect takeaway, because yes, there are different takeaways out there, but there is one takeaway that everybody talks about, and that is where the club is slightly outside your hands or in line with your hands and your arms are close to your body. It's basically a position for success. So if you guys did enjoy that video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, peace out.